listening to your lecture here, and you mentioned that when you went to your school in Kerala, you realized, you said there were no library there. So I wanted to ask at that time too, when did you realize the library was missing? Is it now you look back and say the library was missing, or you were aware enough to realize then?
No, I missed the library then also. But I must say this, that even though the college did not have a library when I joined the college, a library was developed. So by the time I left the college in 1970, something of a small library was in place. And I must also add that I worked as a library attendant in the same library when I was an undergraduate student. The principal of the college was very kind to me because I was very poor. By then we had become orphans. I had to look after my three sisters. So he knew that I was desperately in need of money. So he employed me as a person working in the library. And he used to pay me 200 rupees a month salary. So through the 3 years that I was an undergraduate student, I was also working and supporting my sisters.
Wonderful. You had this special connect with your mother. Do you think the present day generation, the students of the present day who express everything through Facebook or through social networking sites, do you think they have a similar connect with their mother or with their parents?
But may not be to the same extent, because I believe that poverty is a necessary condition for deepening relationships. Affluence makes things shallow. That said, I have to emphasize that children of this generation are better than we actually know them to be. I have some experiences. I'll give just two experiences. You know, we have this morning assembly in college and I give the address. I have had so many parents come to me with large notebooks saying that our children attend the assemblies and come back home and give us summaries of all that you said to them. And we have been taking notes. Now, that means that there's good sharing in the house between college-going students and parents, which is something to be commended. The other experience of mine is that, you see, once in the assembly, I just said that, you know, we need to be mindful of those who are less fortunate than we are. And therefore, I would welcome people to, you know, keep a little money out of their pocket money and support somebody who is poor. A month later, and I even made the extent of saying that, look, some of you come by the metro, and from metro to college it's only 1 kilometer. You hire a rickshaw. You walk that distance and save that money. And at the end of that month, several students came to me with 800 rupees each, saying that this is the money we have saved from
Not using the measures.
So that element of compassion, idealism, sensitivity, love is available. But I would say that our generation has failed the young people.
Yeah, so you're emphasizing on the role of the mentor, something is missing.
We can't blame the children. They are growing up in the world we have created.
Yeah, sure.
They've gone after money. They've gone after all kinds of material things. We have failed to nurture them emotionally. We have failed to give them spiritual values. We have not catered to their need to grow up as good human beings. We push them into this rat race.
Do you think St. Stephen's is doing its bit by nurturing these values?
We are doing whatever we can in order to make every student a good human being. But please understand, by the time a person comes to college level, the foundations are already laid. So we can only build on the foundations that exist, and within that limitation, I think we are doing an outstanding job.
Thank you, congratulations, wonderful. Stay tuned. This is Dr. Thampu, Principal, St. Stephen's, University of Delhi. We are in a freewheeling chat with Dr. Thampu. So, how is St. Stephen's as your growth nursery different from the institution that you head today? What is the difference that you see today?
Well, you know, St. Stephen's College is very interesting because in one sense it changes, in the other sense it is always the same. It is different in the sense that today the student body is much more varied. There was a time, and there was a time when I was a student there, in my early years as a teacher, when the college had mostly privileged students, economically, socially privileged students. After I became principal, I was always conscious of this. I feel very strongly that in this country, higher education must reflect national realities. And that national realities include a large element of poverty, deprivation, social alienation, and the suppression of human aspiration, directly or indirectly. Therefore, I decided to change the composition of the college through enunciating an admission policy which carved out spaces for all these people, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. And I also make it a point to pay attention to economic background. If a student is poor and has more or less the same merit as any other candidate, I will admit the poor student. Not only admit such a student, but also take care of that student all the way through. I've got at least about 30-35 students whose parents are daily wage workers. I have another 20-25 students who are blind students, most of whom are orphans. Which means that the college is bearing the entire burden. And in this, I approach others. One thing I have learned as the principal of the college is to become a reasonably successful beggar. I go around with a begging bowl and raise funds for these children and support them.
This is your doing for the betterment of others, so there's no harm in begging that way. Let me remind you again, you are at Dr. MPS School, and we are in chat with Dr. Valson, Principal, St. Stephen's University of Delhi. So tell us about the greatest person you think you've met, and what did you learn from him?
No, the greatest person I have met is my mother.
All right.
So from her, what I have learned from her is that no matter how hard life hits you, life is still beautiful.
Yes, sure.
Life is still sweet. Life is honey.
Yes.
And secondly, she taught me that purity is the most important quality. And that everything in life depends on the extent to which I take care of myself. She used to say, and I quote her words, she would say, son, your body is holy, keep it pure. These two sentences protected me against drug addiction, against alcohol, against smoking. When I came to St. Stephen's College, the college was at its peak in a drug culture. A majority of students took drugs or had alcohol or smoking was a big fashion in those days. I was one of the very, very, very few. And the reason was the influence of
Wonderful. You were just telling us to stay away from the rat race. Do you think at times difficult to remain a human when you're surrounded by rats all around you?
No, see, I believe that we are more powerful than our surroundings.
Yes, sure.
Unfortunately, the thinking today is to the contrary, because we have diverted our attention from our inner life to the world outside. That is because we have neglected our inner resources, our inner strength. We have not developed it. And when we know that we have neglected it, we tend to then depend entirely on props outside of us. And life taught me early enough that no outside prop is reliable forever. It can always be withdrawn at any time by anyone. And it is foolish, therefore, to build a life strategy based on external support or equations. And that way, you will become dependent on people. And dependency is a state which prevents you from growing and becoming strong. And I believe that solitude is extremely important. I'm an author. Just as the body needs food, the author's imagination needs solitude. An author cannot depend on somebody else. Likewise, every human being must primarily depend on himself or herself. I'm not saying that we should not take help from others, but we should never become dependent on anyone in the world.
We definitely need many more mentors like Dr. Thambu. Sir, Give us some tips on how to enter St. Stephen's. We have so many students from Dr. World's School waiting here to...
My first advice to all of you is, don't come to St. Stephen's College. And I say this sincerely because it's a myth. It's a myth that if you don't get admission to St. Stephen's College, you are not good enough. You are good enough. What is important is not the school, college that you join. What is important is you. And if you have the determination, and all of you are talented, you are intelligent, one look at you, I know you are talented. Don't worry about which college you will join. Come to St. Stephen's College if you can. But if you don't make it, now, please remember, St. Stephen's College is the smallest college in Delhi. I have only 400 seats. Most of the colleges have 800, 900 seats. I have only 400. And then students from all over the country want to come and study there. So the success rate is very small. It's very, very difficult. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's possible. Even if you don't make it. Please make it, but even if you don't make it, please realize, remember that there is wonderful life outside St. Stephen's College. I'm the principal of the college. I don't want to say that if you don't join St. Stephen's, you are not good for anything. There are wonderful colleges in this country. I have visited so many of them. Good work is going on. I want to see wonderful colleges come up in Agra. St. John's College, Agra, was a leading institution. One day I nearly became principal of St. John's College, Agra, but destiny decided otherwise, and I have to stay back there. One of the things I want to do at this time is to appeal to the young people sitting there. You must, when the time comes, establish at least 2 or 3 good colleges in Agra. That should be your mission. That we will start 3 St. Stephen's colleges in Agra. Okay?
Yes, under the able guidance. Alright, let me remind you once again, you are at Dr. MPS World School, Agra, and we are with Dr. Valson, Principal, St. Stephen's. Dr. Thapu, I would like to know, does every morning bring to you the same amount of energy that you're carrying now? Do you ever feel depressed at this stage of life?
I do not ever feel depressed.
Never?
I've gone through a lot of difficulties. I'm a human being. At times I feel sad, especially when you encounter instances of human degradation and depravity, of which there is plenty, let's be realistic. But depression actually means that you lose control over yourself.
Yes,
I have no control over my circumstances, but I must have control over
yourself.
Therefore, I don't feel depressed. I don't ever feel bored. Every day is an adventure for me. And also, I do my very best to fill every day of my life.
What propels you, even after contributed so much?
A lot of reading.
That's true.
And I read a wide range of reading. Reading on various subjects and topics. Secondly, I have a very clear sense of purpose, and I follow that. You know, people become vulnerable to external pressures and fluctuations when they are not following a good enough purpose in life. They're just, drifting in life, ambling along. Then you are affected by anything. Suppose I want to go to Taj Mahal. And that's a clear goal. And I'm headed in that direction. A dog is standing and barking there. I will not go and fight with the dog. I will go on.
Yes.
So, since the excitement of seeing Taj sometime is in my mind, I'm not bothered about, some roadblock there, some people fighting there, some people abusing me, some people threatening to pass stones. All these I'm not bothered about. I follow the goal which I believe God has given to me with single-hearted devotion. And I do my best because I believe that work is the only medium for me to express myself. And my heart is full of things. Every day God fills my heart, my mind, my soul with wonderful things. And I want to express. Express means give. Press out, express. So the delight, the happiness in giving is the energy of life.
That's wonderful, very wonderful. And finally, in spite of being such a busy man that you are, what made you accept our invitation, the invitation of Dr. MPS World School?
For the simple reason that I am
That is wonderful. That is Dr. Valson. Thank you very much for being with us.
I have a lot of work, but I'm never busy. I have plenty of time for people.
Yes.
People are the excitement in my life.
Wonderful.
If I can spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes with students or teachers, I will get them out of my sick bed and make a speech.
Would you? All right, wonderful. Thanks for being with us. This was Dr. Valson, Principal, St. Stephen's University of Delhi. Next time we'll meet you once again with yet another eminent personality. Till then, take care. Thank you, Dr. Valson. Thank you.